Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rallycross Fest 2022 drivers meeting. I'm Keto.
And I'm Katie. And we are going to talk through a handful of things, sort of the normal nuts and bolts of how a race operates. But with it being Rallycross Fest, there are quite a few extra little details that we're going to get into. Please be sure to watch this video all the way through. We may or may not hide a little Easter egg at the end. We may not. You'll have to find out. But we're going to take time to talk about everything you can expect for this whole week. And then there's a secondary video that is the how to read Rallycross cones video. So please be sure, the Rallycross cone basics video. So please be sure to watch that if you're new to Rallycross. We also have emailed you a competitor guide. The competitor guide has everything that you should need to know to prepare for this week. So all the schedules, how to pack and prepare, I don't know, a bunch of other helpful things. So please be sure to read that all the way through before you come to the event. So with that, this is a 4-day event where the first 2 days are workshops. We start with the advanced workshop on Thursday. We have the novice workshop on Friday. And then we have 2 race days over the weekend. Saturday and Sunday are both race days. And the question we have gotten most often so far is, do I race both race days or just one? And the answer is you race both. We're going to have 2 courses.
That's right.
You're going to race on one course on day 1 and a different course on day 2.
That's right.
Pay attention to that. On that note, we will break everyone into 2 groups, group 1 and group 2. Each group will be broken down into 3 run groups, A, B, and C. So you will be, for example, group 1A. Group 1 will race on course 1 on the first day. Group 2 will race on course 2 on the first day. So this is where it's really important to be sure that you read the schedule and the run groups so you know where to be and when you're supposed to be there.
Yeah, we're going to give you guys all that information, and then it's up to you to make sure that you're at the right course at the right time.
Yes, the show will go on without you.
That is correct.
So the one thing to know that's a little bit different about this event is that we will break you all into 3 run groups versus the usual 2. So on a normal event, you would race one session and work the course one session. At Rallycross Fest, you will race one session, work one session, and then you rest the other session. So that's a good chance for you to eat, hang out with your friends, watch some racing, that sort of thing. But just pay attention to the fact that we have 3, not just the usual 2. Use that break time for anything you need because there will not be a standard lunch break. Usually we take an hour lunch break in the middle. We won't be doing that this time. So that's what's different about the schedule for this event. The normal things are when you show up at the gate, you're going to be asked to sign a waiver. You're going to be given a wristband. Please be sure to wear it all weekend. That way you just get waved on through every time you come through the gate. You're going to be directed to paddock where to park, get your car ready for tech inspection. You only need to pass tech 1 time for the entire week. So whether it's at the school, at the workshops, or on race day, you just only 1 time. So keep that in mind.
That's right. So if you come and you're going to do the workshops, we'll tech your car in the morning before the workshop. Your car will then be teched for the weekend. Okay. If there's anything major that you do to the car, you replace the suspension or something like that, then yeah, you need to come back through tech. Otherwise, you don't need to. Yes.
One additional thing we're doing this year is early tech inspection.
That's right.
So on Friday, from 3 to 5:30, you can show up at Dirtfish, go through tech inspection, and then you don't have to tech on race morning. So it allows you to get it out of the way. You get checked in, get your t-shirt. You can do all that before race morning, avoid the lines, avoid the morning rush. So,
yeah, if you can make it for early check-in, it would actually really help everybody. Just reduce the number of cars that we have to do on Saturday morning, make everything go easy. So if you can come on down and get your car teched early, then we'd appreciate it. And to get your car teched, there's a few requirements. The car needs to be empty. The car needs to have the numbers on it, needs to have the stickers on it. And then you also need to have your helmet to get checked out. If you have not had a sound check, you will get a sound check. Meaning that we're just going to make sure that your car is not overly loud. And then with the mechanical end on the car, we check that the throttle pedal returns, assuming you don't have drive-by-wire. We shake the wheels to make sure that the wheel bearings, wheel's not just going to fall off. We check brake pedal, and then we make sure that your battery is covered. So please take a look. It's our number one failure is batteries. The positive needs to be covered with something that does not conduct electricity, preferably rubber or something of that sort. Also, the battery needs to be tied down. If we can grab it and the battery like clunks back and forth, then it's not going to be okay. If that is the situation with your car now, go to the auto parts store. They have battery tie down kits. Get yourself a battery tie down kit or two and make sure that it's nice and secure. Also, just a quick reminder, we've had an update on the helmets pretty recently. So they will need to be a Snell M or SA 2010 or newer. 2005 will not pass at all whatsoever or older. So
this event has 3 partner stickers that you need to run on your car. We have 3 really great partners for the event. So you will need to be running 2 Dirtfish stickers, 2 Wave Spec stickers, and 2 pure plastic stickers, in addition to your Northwest Rally stickers. So please be sure to get those on your car before you get to tech inspection. That way you're not hustling to put them on while you're in line. And there will be someone handing them out. So if you already have them on your car, you're golden. If you need to get them, just be sure to get them early. So they're on before tech. You need them to pass tech.
yeah.
Once you've passed, you will park your car back in paddock, and then on race morning, take the time to walk the course. Give yourself plenty of time. And so remember, there's 2 courses, but you only need to walk 1 course per day. It will change day to day. There's no benefit to walking both on day 1.
That is correct.
So
yeah, we will probably be making some small changes. I'll be working with Dirtfish and high wear spots. We're going to be shifting things around a little bit. So yes, I would focus on your course for that day and walk that. And it's another reason to get your teching done early is that the next morning you don't have to deal with tech. You can go straight to walk and course. It gives you more time to go walk course as opposed to getting stuck in a really, really long tech line.
I think I forgot to say that after you pass tech inspection, you have to check in, show us your driver's license. We confirm your number in your class, and then you'll get your shirt and then walk the course. Sorry for that little skip. Don't skip check-in on race day, please. So once you finish walking the course, we will tell you what time to be in grid or be at the course to be ready for your work assignment. Be there early, be there on time. We're going to keep this event running smooth to get all of you through and get all of your runs. When it's your race session, you will get 1 parade lap. So you'll get to see the course at slow speed before you actually go hot. So at the end of Sunday, day 2, we will do a big award ceremony. Your scores are accumulated over the course of both days. We'll do award ceremony. We have the podiums, we have champagne. So maybe practice some of your technique right now.
Bring a change of clothes if you're expecting to be on the podium. As a matter of fact, if you don't bring a change of clothes, we're going to know that you don't expect to win. So bring a change of clothes.
And the reason you bring a change of clothes is 1, you get sticky, but 2, you don't want to drive home smelling like champagne.
No,
it's not going to go well if you get pulled over.
Yeah.
All right. So it's race time. What do people need to know?
Well, those of you who haven't done Rallycross before, you will be watching the cone video later, but the course is marked out with cones. There are penalties for hitting cones or missing gates, the elements that the cones are signifying. So if you hit one of the cones and you knock it over or displace it, it's a 2-second penalty for each and every one. If you go around the wrong side of the gate, it's going to be 10 seconds for each gate that you do that to. So that is one of the reasons why it's really important to make sure you walk the course so that you know where all of the gates are. All these penalties are added and they're cumulative. So you will just keep racking them up all weekend. So I'd really suggest that you try your best not to hit cones or gates.
Your time, your course time, the amount of time it takes you to run the course, plus any penalties is your time for that lap.
That's right.
We total up all lap times, no dropped runs.
That's right. Yep, that's right. And then also, if you need to check your times, there is Wi-Fi available up at the timing tents. There is the little code to do it. It's 10.10 4 times, but you guys will be able to see that as well. So when you're at the start line, make sure that you have your helmet on. Please make sure that your seatbelt is attached and tight. Give it, a quick
attached, buckled.
Yes, attached all the way so that give it a, a stern to make sure that it's actually in there well. Make sure you roll up your windows. You're not allowed a gap more than 1 inch next to any person in the vehicle. So if there's a driver, you need to have the driver's side window up. All 3 other or 2 other windows, however many more you have, can be open, as long as there isn't a passenger sitting in the car. If there is, and that window also has to be up. I will tell you that if you roll your windows down, you'll probably end up with a car full of dust, but that is your prerogative.
No phones, no cameras in the car.
That's
so
right.
If you have a passenger ride along with you, and just to be clear, you may have one passenger only, and only in your front seat.
That is correct. Yes.
They may not be holding a phone. You may not be holding a phone or a camera.
Yes.
You will get red flagged.
Yes.
It is your responsibility as the driver to make sure that they know that.
That's right. You are in command of your vehicle. You are the one who controls it. If somebody's holding a phone, gets in the car with a phone, you need to tell them to put it away.
You can have a mounted phone or camera as long as it's a secure mount. That's perfect, like on your dash or behind you.
But no one can be holding it. And you just cannot have a loose phone kicking around in the car. The passenger drops it, gets underneath your foot, just bad things. So we can't have that.
So what if you are out on course and you come to a cone that's down?
So you have 2 choices. You can ignore it, drive right through it as if it didn't exist, because you will not be called, penalty will not be called on you. Or you can stop and point to it, at which point you will get a rerun. Please then continue on at a pretty fairly fast pace, because we do have people coming behind you, and we would prefer not to have to red flag everybody. And come back in and we'll set you back up for a rerun.
When you stop, point to the cone, make sure you make eye contact with the course worker. They'll radio it in.
Yep. And
get on your merry way.
That's right.
Great. What happens if you see a red flag?
Well, if I see a red flag, I'm calling red flag on the radio.
What happens if a driver sees a red flag?
If you're out on course, you see red flag, you need to come to a stop as quickly as you can safely. So it does not mean that you need to lock up all 4 wheels, spin off course, means come to a stop, quickly. You should see a course worker out there. They will come and they will give you directions. Generally, it'll be something like continue on a parade speed or return directly back to start or whatever. But we will give them directions to give to you. If you pass somebody who's waving a red flag, there will be somebody at the next point waving a red flag, and if you drive past them, we'll earn you a conversation with me. And if you drive past a red flag again, that will be the end of your weekend, because we have to have people who are paying attention to safety. So just make sure if you see a red flag, come to a stop.
Sometimes that red flag is for you though, and it might be because you have a D-bead.
That is correct.
What happens then?
So we are asking people to red flag D-beads, and the reason is that it's just an unsafe condition. The car is leaning to one side, and the wheel can dig in and promote a rollover. So we will red flag you. We will shut you down. We'll send you back to start. You will not drive over our start trigger with your D-bead, because we don't want you to cut our lines. But you will then have 10 minutes to go fix your D-bead and get back to the start line for rerun. That is a one-time only deal. If you D-bead again, you get a DNF. So make sure the next time you put a little more air in your tire, perhaps, but that again is your choice. But 1 D-bead is what you get. And we're doing 1 D-bead per course.
So per day.
Per day. Yeah, that's correct.
So everyone is eligible for 1 10-minute timeout. And so if you get a D-bead on course, that's your 1 10-minute. But if you don't, you otherwise have that 10 minutes to use should you need to do anything else. You have some kind of mechanical issue. Yeah, anything
you need to tie up or, take care of, or, honestly, you just need a moment to collect your thoughts and,
the 10 minutes in the groove. The 10 minutes starts from when you were supposed to be at the line for your run. So for example, if you finish your run and you realize you need to go put some air in your tires, pop over, put air in your tires, and just get back in line. If you have something bigger to do, notify the head of grid or timing. Let them know you're going to take your 10 minutes. We will watch for when you were supposed to start, and we will start the timer then. Right.
So, basically, just for clarification, if you think it might take you longer than, the line moves to get up to start, then I would suggest that you ask for it. If you get back before it's your run time, we will not assess any time to you. We will not start that clock until it is your time to run. But if you tell us you're taking the 10 minutes and you go over, then you get to use your 10 minutes. If you don't tell us and you go over, you get a DNF. So you have to make sure to tell us. If you don't use it, then we won't start using it. Now, here's the other thing. Your 10 minutes is a one-time shot. You have up to 10 minutes. If you use 1 minute of it, then you don't get to use the other 9 minutes. Right. So that's just that. You don't get to allocate 1 minute here, 9 minutes here, you know, so on and so forth. It's a one-time shot. That's it.
All right. That's probably most of the things you need to know about racing. Let's talk about the other part of your day, which is working the course. You will all have a work assignment. Most of you will be out on course. There'll be a few of you in other positions. When you're out on course, please wear an orange vest.
Orange vest only, please.
Orange vest, no other colors. That way you are visible. We know you're a course worker, and that's how we keep you from getting run over.
Yep.
You will have a corner that you are supposed to work. Each corner or comm station has a number, and your station will have a captain. The captain will have a radio, and they will organize and make sure there's good coverage of the corner. Be sure you know where your cones start and end. Know the ones that you're responsible for. Be sure you know where they go when they're in the correct position. So if you need to pace them out, use a rock off course as sort of a marker to know where to line it up. It's your responsibility to know where those cones are. Your job is to have your eyes up and on the course at all times. No phones, no anything else you might do on course. And even if you get to chatting with your friend a whole bunch, you must be watching the course. You're going to watch cars go by. If they hit a cone, you will signal to your captain how many cones they hit, and then you will go and put them back. You want to hustle, get them back into the accurate spot, make sure you are getting yourself out onto course and back quickly and safely.
And I want to see you guys facing the cars as they go by. I do not want your backs facing the cars. I do see that sometimes people having a conversation and somebody has their back facing the car. I have yet to meet somebody who really truly has eyes in the back of their head. And so therefore I need you facing the car so you can see them. And if something happens, you know, there happens to be an errant Mustang on course or something along those lines. Did I say that? You can run. Or Subaru.
Yes. If you are the captain, you will have a radio. You are responsible for radioing in penalties. Keep your radio calls short and sweet. You're going to say comm 1, car 123, 1 cone. You're going to wait for confirmation back to you. If you don't hear confirmation, give it a second and then just ask, hey, timing, did you hear that? Comm 1, car 123, 1 cone. If you hear a lot of other chatter, just wait a minute, wait a sec. Let everything else clear out and then make your call. Don't overwhelm the folks at timing because they won't hear everything and you can end up talking over people on the radio. The other thing that might happen is you might have an incident on course, or there might be an incident at another comm station. So if you hear a radio call that says red flag, red flag, red flag, your job as the captain is to have that red flag in your hand rolled up at all times. You're going to get out onto course, don't get run over, but get yourself very visible and wave that red flag in a way that the driver can see and they can come to a stop safely. You're going to hold your driver there until you hear directions over the radio. Don't radio anything in, just listen. We will tell you what to do next. Now, if you are witnessing the incident, somebody has a DB, somebody goes off course, somebody stalls on course, somebody's getting caught by the car behind them, any number of things, you need to be quick and clear on the radio. You say, comm 1, I have a car off course, red flag. Just short and sweet, and then get off the airways because Keto's going to need to get on the radio and start handling the situation.
Yeah, and during the red flag, let's make sure that we're clear of the radio. Sometimes it may seem like a long time, but we may be clearing out a car or making sure somebody's okay or whatever we need to do. And then at some point you will hear me asking, you know, if there's any other cars on course, if anybody else has cars, whatever. And that's your opportunity to, you know, clarify or ask questions or whatever you need to do so that we can get going again. And when she says get out with the red flag, get out on course, we don't actually want you to run out onto the racing line. What we do is we want you to get out close to course where the cars can see you, but you're still in a safe place and you still have a really good exit route. Okay.
That's totally what I said.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, I said all of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh,
So, also, one thing, when you're at your, if you're comm captain, you catch your radio, you pick it up from the, the timing tent, so on, make sure that it's turned on, make sure it's turned on to the station so that when we do the radio call checks, that you're available. So we don't have to ask comm 2 to go walk over to comm 3 to ask them to turn on their radio. Okay, so if you guys just turn them on, to the, whatever channel, and then, listen. And so then we could do comm checks, and it does make things go a lot faster.
Awesome. One last thing on course working. We don't know the weather yet, but it's safe to assume, knock on wood, that it's going to be a nice, warm, sunny day.
Oh, that's funny. I thought it was going to snow. No? Okay.
Wear the right clothes. Bring water. So wear a hat, wear sunscreen. Sometimes long sleeves are great to protect. Yeah, I just glazed right by your joke. Yeah. Okay. So sometimes long sleeves are great. They protect you, but just be prepared. It's I think each run group is 2 to 3. I think it's 2 hours. That's a long time to just stand out there. The little masks, what do they call them? Buffs, are great for keeping the dust out of your mouth, nose, all of that. So just plan ahead, take care of yourselves.
And one more thing, being that it's Dirtfish, and being that they have herds of elk and deer that pass through there, normally we're telling you guys to watch out for motorcyclists or that, but this time it's going to be elk. If you're going to chase them away, please chase them away from course. And probably better if you just don't chase them away, you just let us know. And then, I'll get with the Dirtfish guys about where we can herd them to. And that's a safe place so that they're not meandering back out to course. For most time, once they hear cars, they go away. But, occasionally we have had one that has just decided that it's really curious and wants to know what these things that are flying by are. And we can't have that. Those things are really damaging. So...
Great.
Yes.
Okay. That is a whole bunch of things about the race weekend. Real quick, we just want to touch on the workshops. So if you're taking the novice workshop or the advanced workshop, there's a separate schedule for those days. It's in the competitor guide. You're going to show up, sign a waiver, go through tech inspection, get checked in. We do a classroom portion first. You're going to learn some great things. And then we caravan down into the practice area in the back. You'll have in-car instruction. We take a lunch break. Lunch is provided. And then we go back out for more in-car instruction. It's a long day. It's a fun day, but it's a long day. So again, plan ahead, bring snacks, bring water, bring the right clothes. For the novice class, you will have part of your workshop that is course working. We walk through the basics of course working. So again, just be prepared for the elements. Because you've passed tech on the workshop days, you won't need to do it on race day. You can leave your car overnight if you want. So if that makes your life easier, you can do it. That is true if you do the early tech inspection as well. On Friday from 3 to 5:30, you can leave your car on Dirtfish's property overnight as well. You want to talk a little bit about where they can leave them on the property?
I actually don't know where we're going to have them leave because there has been some issues with the cleaner building.
Okay.
So
they're normally up top. Off to the right.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's where they're going to do it, but I don't want to say something on here that's not true yet. So, but it'll be really easy for us to convey to you guys, and you'll see where the cars are and so on. And so, if you do need to leave it, we will tell you guys at the event where you can leave it. Same with trailers and so on.
This is the Easter egg. If we're going to quiz you about whether or not you watched the video, we're going to be like, what thing did we not know at all what we were talking about?
No, we're going to ask you where you're allowed to park.
Oh, there you go. Great. Some housekeeping things.
Yes.
Dirtfish is a really wonderful partner to us. We love going there and racing there. Don't ruin it.
Yes.
They have neighbors. Their neighbors want us to keep the noise down. They want us to be respectful. So no donuts, no hooning. When you're out on the roads by the school, drive the speed limit, take it easy, be a good neighbor, be respectful.
And so that actually includes on Dirtfish property too. Just because you're on a back road, an access road, you think you can do donuts or something like that, don't. We hear about it. We have heard about them in the past. So if you have done them in the past, we do know who you are who have done it, even if we haven't said anything to you. But this will not happen anymore. Dirtfish didn't like it. And so that means we don't like it too.
Yeah.
And so if you do it, if we catch you like doing stupid crap, we're just going to ask you to leave. And that's going to be the end of it for you. And yeah, that's just that. So,
Okay, so we're going to be respectful. We're going to clean up after
that's
ourselves.
right.
This is a spectator-friendly event.
Mhm.
Please bring your friends and your family. It's so great to be able to have spectators back
Yes.
out, and this is a wonderful venue.
Yep.
We will
Food
have a
trucks.
food truck both
Yes.
days. First day is like hamburgers, hot dogs, sandwiches. Second day is barbecue. So bring your appetites.
Yep.
Also, just bring a snack and bring a backup anyway. The one thing about food trucks is sometimes they break down and don't make it to the venue. So, backup plans are great.
Yeah. Make sure you guys bring plenty of water also.
Yeah.
You'll need to just make sure that you stay hydrated.
Yeah. Good rule of thumb is to just bring more than you think you need. If anything, you can loan it to a friend.
That's right. Yes, we'll have plenty of porta pots. So if you drink too much water, we got you covered.
We do. That's true. It's a dog friendly event. Bring your dogs. They must be leashed.
Mhm.
No exceptions.
At all
Please
times.
don't make us ask you.
At all times.
And just pick up after them.
Mhm.
And then the last thing is, when you're at Dirtfish, there's roads, there's kind of back areas. Pay attention to where you're going.
Mhm.
Don't go anywhere that is blocked off with caution tape, blocked off with candlesticks, where there might be cars driving. Just be really conscious, kind of stick to the main areas, the main paths between the two courses. Last year we had some issues. I don't think people were being malicious. I think that we just had people go where they shouldn't, and we need to keep everyone safe.
Yeah, and that includes if you're walking. Like
Yes, that's what I meant.
no, there's no shortcuts, like that sort of stuff. So while we are running classes, Dirtfish will also have things going on as well, and so they'll have a different part of the property. There will be people operating at high speeds out there, in just the same way that we want to keep our courses safe and isolated. They want to do the same. And so just stay off. If you have a question whether or not you can go down that road, the answer is no.
Probably a safe bet.
Yeah.
We'll mark everything out as clearly as we can.
Yes.
Thank you for cooperating. Thanks for being a part of the event. This is going to be super fun.
It's going to be epic.
It's going to be epic. If you have any questions, reply back to your competitor email. If you didn't get the email, but you're watching this video, send us an email at info@nwrallyassociation.com. We can get you a competitor guide. Be sure to read your competitor guide, watch the Cone Basics video, and get ready to have a good time.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all there.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everyone.